everybody. So I'm Kelly. I'm the Angel Lady. I've been channeling the Angel Raphael since 1989, a very long time. And so I come to open my heart and bring in the energy of the angels and Raphael, who is the angel of healing, to all of you in the best of my capacity. And through that process, through many years of connecting to the higher realms, I'm also able to channel many other beings. And so, depending on what's going on, we tap into the galactic, we tap into the goddesses and the gods, and Raphael is our main source of guidance. In this process, people in our spiritual community can ask questions live today as this is being recorded. Any questions that they have that are universal for the angel Raphael. If you want to be part of our spiritual community, you can push the button below. There should be a link where you can just subscribe to our spiritual community for free and get on the live Zoom calls. So before we get into doing that, there's one thing I want to talk about for a moment, and that is the Lady Guadalupe. And you might be like, why are you talking about the Lady Guadalupe? November 9th, she came to me in, I guess what you might call a vision, an imprint, not a full-blown apparition, but an imprint of her frequency. And she invited me to connect with her. And so she came in and I received some messages and she asked if I would channel her on December 12th, 12/12 at 12/12. And I said, of course, I know that's a major portal opening day. But I didn't know why she was coming and what her messages were. And so I started to do some research about her and get a better connection. And there's all these miracles around her that are pretty mind-blowing, including the fact that her apparition in 1531 was actually on 12/12. And, I have had a close connection with the Divine Mother my whole life. I started to channel her also just for a short period of time in like 2004 and 2005. But Lady Guadalupe, although is associated, of course, with the Divine Mother, has a little bit of a different vibration and frequency, and it's so beautiful. And I want to just take maybe 2, 3 minutes to just share with you some of her miracles. Because of her coming to me, I'm going to be going to Mexico City and to Mexico, to the Yucatan, to the temples there with Debishri, and we are going to prepare for our light code in March. And the light code is going to be about choice points. And I want to ask Raphael today about that because we're at a really critical choice point right now in the collective, in a choosing of what direction we want to go as a whole. And so I want to find out more about that. But let me just take a minute and just show you some of the miracles. You can tune into her energy so that when we have the activation on 12/12, you're kind of tapped into her vibration so you can receive the blessings that I know we're all going to get. That's going to be incredible. We're going to do this activation. It's donation based, so everybody is welcome to come. It will be on 12/12 at 12:12 p.m. New York time. Probably run about an hour. It'll be live on Zoom. There will be a replay. Make sure to register. And let me just share my screen for a moment and just give you a sense so you can just feel into her frequency of how beautiful she is. And so here she is. And if you don't know the story about her, there was this man, Jean Diego, who had this incredible apparition with her, and these roses appeared in the dead of winter this time of year. And he was, a man of little means, and he went to the bishop to share his story, and they were like, no, 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 we don't believe you pretty much. I think that was a few days ahead of time. Then she appeared to him on 12/12 and she gave him all these roses, and he took the roses and he put him in his tilma that he was wearing, and he went to share the story, and as he opened it and the roses fell out, this impression of her was imprinted on the tilma. And this material is made of a natural material that within a decade normally would disintegrate, and yet 500 years later this fabric is still here in its form and available for people to see in Mexico City at the Lady of Basilica, which apparently is the most visited pilgrimage in the world. That's saying something about the energy here. And it has been tried to be destroyed over many times. In fact, there was somebody who brought a bomb there and placed it at the foot of the image. The bomb went off. It affected the building, things nearby, like gold and things that bent and melted, and even homes in the area were damaged by it, and yet it remained in perfect tact. So it's incredible. There's all this symbology related to the different parts of it. But one of the things that I find most interesting is the eyes. And I don't know, it's very late at night in India. I don't know if Devashri is here. I'm trying to see. Oh, there you are. Hi. It's the middle of the night for her. Devashri, you want to share with us what's happening in the eyes? Because I love how you share it.
Well, this is really miraculous because they had a bunch of researchers that looked at the image, and it's a fairly small image, um, fitting within the cloak or the tilma of this guy. And inside the eye, they observed that when they studied the image under microscopes, they realized that the eyes were alive, which means that they had the exact same depth as a human eye. And the eye in the image was reflecting the scene of the apparition. So you can actually see the 13 people that experienced this apparition. And that's pretty incredible.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing, right? And they were just blown away. It's like looking into the eye of a human. And then there's all this stuff, and we'll go over this when we do the activation and I channel Lady of Guadalupe, which I'm really excited about. I can't imagine what she's going to share with us. But it's her cloak here, right? Like her cape is filled with stars. And can you share with us about the constellations and how cool it is?
The stars on her cloak were also studied, and they found that the stars were a reflection of the constellations on that exact night around the winter solstice. When the apparition happened, and it was a heliocentric view, which means that it was the way you would see the entire diadem of stars, but as if you were on the sun, and not a geocentric view, which is the way we look at it from our planet, which is impossible for someone to have known at that time.
So amazing. Like even today, if we tried to figure that out, it'd be pretty hard, except for in 1531. So anyway, so many miracles is so incredible. So I just want you guys to tune into her energy and this frequency and the blessings that we're going to receive on the 1212 portal, which will be the 12-year anniversary of 121221, which is this major choice point and part of the cycle in the Mayan calendar. And there's so many incredible energies and coincidences why this is coming up for us now. And I have a sense that she's also going to connect with us in the winter solstice, and that the gateway and the opening during this portal is going to carry us through to December 21st with something really, really special. So anyway, just wanted to you guys to tap into her frequency so you're prepared for next week. Okay, so our looks like we have a lot of hands up. Oh my God, so many people have questions. Okay, super. So I will move into trance now and we shall channel. And remember that the questions are to be universal questions and questions that pertain to everyone. And Casey is going to call on you. And Debashri, I can't even believe you stayed up to talk for 2 seconds. Please go to bed. She's an amazing trooper. I don't know what time it is in India, but I assume it's like 3 in the morning. Okay. So, here, and I've got Lady Guadalupe behind me. I'm gonna put a light on her and get roses for next week. And Sacred Hearts and all the energy rolling. I was just starting to get it ready, preparing an altar for her frequency. All right, Casey, are you here, my love?
Yes, I am.
All right, fabulous. Here we go. Hmm. Hmm. Sorry, guys. 1 second. Cool. Ah. Oh, hello.
Hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
Hello, hello. Oh, 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 oh. We are very delighted, as always, to be here and to attune to all of you and your energy. And of course, it is our understanding that you want to talk to us because that's lots of fun. And so, what is it you're wanting to talk about?
Hi, Raphael. So we're gonna open it up to questions. Vicky.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, so happy and grateful to connect with you. So my question is about transmutation of energies. I've been told in many sources that we can just cleanse our energy and send the denser energies to Mother Earth for her to transmute. And then in other sources, they're saying the opposite, not to send her any energy. So the question is, when I do an energetic cleanse and I release denser or negative energies or blockages, do I send it to the earth or where do I send it?
Oh, well, you can send it if you're wanting to the earth, but it is important for us to notice and recognize it as what it is, which you are labeling it as, which is denser energies. And we are very happy for you to be able to recognize this, for it is that because it is denser or heavier in its frequency does not mean that it's negative or that it is bad, and it is that when it is absorbed by the earth itself, it is with your intention easily transmuted. And so there is nothing can do with energy itself that can harm or hurt Mother Earth for her capacity to transmute energies that through the human psyche are labeled as negative is quite easy for her, for she is unconditionally accepting and loving. And once it hits her frequency, that in itself returns it to its original state of purity. And so, what is more relevant or important in this process is how you view the energy. And it is important not to be afraid of energy that perhaps is denser or a deep need to necessarily get rid of it, but to love it, to recognize it as something in a sense that is a part of everything and who you are and the earth. And so there is nothing that is a part of creation itself that can harm creation itself. And so, of course, if it is supportive in the mindset of the releasing of something and the dispelling of energies, which is a process to regulate and bring into harmonization energies that are incoherent, as long as it is sent with intention for it to be, as you speak of, transmuted. This is something easily cared for and done by the Great Mother herself with little concern in this way. There is other ways in which one could be deeply concerned in terms of the effect that they may have on the planet, such as taking things from her or extracting things from her or harming her in certain ways. But energy itself can easily be transmuted.
Thank you, Raphael.
Thank you.
Um, Aisha. Aisha.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Raphael.
Hello.
My question is about you just said that taking energy or stuff from Mother Earth. So I was looking at some posts on media that they are planning to do deep sea mining, and which is dangerous for environment and also not earth friendly. So, and many organizations are working against it, and what would you say, such things would continue to happen, or would they be get stopped, or such extractions which are not friendly with the earth or not considering the nature and all aspects of this, how would it proceed?
It is that the perception of your reality in which you have seen or known it to be to date is shifting radically. And as this happens, there will be many parallel Earths operating in a sense simultaneously. This does not need to or mean to negate the fact that it is of great importance to honor with deep sacredness and love your planet in the most positive and honoring way as you would any of your own mothers, for she is your mother. However, it is that there is something happening that is extraordinary at this time that has not been a part of your human experience to date. And what is occurring is that multiple realities that were more anchored in by the collective are splitting off. And so there will be other forms of the earth existing simultaneously, and the vibration in which one is aligned to in relationship to that earth will experience different perceptions of the earth itself. We recognize that this is a large concept and sometimes difficult to fully embrace or understand. But it is important from your perspective to come into relationship in the most sacred, in the most honoring way of the earth, in which you are in adoration and appreciation for her and all of her blessings and bounty. And in the same time, you may choose to share your authentic voice and make efforts for her to remain in harmony and in balance. And it is that that vibration and frequency is one that will align with a specific earth that will reflect and mirror back in your experience, balance, sacredness, and harmony within her. And yet others will choose to disregard her and take from her and almost what you would call rape her in many ways as they are dishonoring of her vibration. And then she will begin to mirror back that vibration in their experience and their relationship with her, and how the interaction and connection is would be very different than perhaps your relationship with her. And so, because of what is happening right now in your realities and the changes that are taking place, it does not mean that you are not to support her. To the contrary, do all that is possible to adore, to love, and to care for her. But know that the mirrored reflection of the vibration in which you meet her at is the one in which will be reflected in your own experience, as the earth itself will be shifting dramatically, meaning it is multiplying and breaking off into parallel earths.
Thank you, Raphael. Joni.
Hi, Raphael. So I was wondering, in relation to what you were just talking about, how can we better trust ourselves on this ascension journey? What if sometimes we get overwhelmed or we start panicking, wondering if we're doing enough or being high vibrational enough or in our hearts enough to align with our highest timeline and to ascend, because we're not perfect, we're humans. So I was just wondering, how can we better trust that we're enough and doing enough to merge with our highest timeline for
Ah,
ourselves and for the earth as well? Thank you.
yes, for as long as your intention is that, and you are coming from a pure heart, you are already completely and fully aligned with that. And it is of great importance not to worry or to put energy or attention to the fact that perhaps you may not be perfect or always at the highest frequency or doing the right thing, or that you're missing the train to a higher timeline due to the fact that you got angry at someone, or that your energy was off for a day or two, or even that you are lying to someone or doing something that may not be in alignment with what you think of as the highest timeline. For it is part of your human experience. But by the fact of the nature of the questioning that you are asking about, the idea of if you are and wanting to be on this highest timeline means the purity in your heart to evolve as a soul is already in alignment with that timeline. And so it is very important, and we notice and sense this in many of you, to let go, especially of this worry, because the worry itself that you are not connecting with it is the vibration in which you're not connecting with it, in which you know better. And then you perhaps worry about that you're worrying about the fact that you aren't in the relationship with the energy that you need to be, in which you will miss it, and then you think you'll miss it, and it's a cycle. And so you're not missing out on anything. Wherever it is in your evolutionary process, wherever it is that you find yourself now, is exactly where it is that you need to be. It's exactly in alignment with your soul's journey. And so as you release judgment around where it is that you are, as you release energy and worry and concern and move into a sense of presence and acceptance and love for yourself and your experience in this now moment, you are ultimately then vibrating at the frequency that aligns you with what is perceived as the highest timeline. And so it is that we want to reiterate, and we want to remind all of you that you're not being left behind, or that others can't catch up, or that you're not on the highest timeline, or there's something wrong with you, or you're not doing it right, or you'll never get there, or your frequency is too low because you said this or you did that. Just trusting in who it is that you are, in the light that is carried inside of you, in the remembering of your own divine self, in a willingness to love and adore and accept who you are in this moment is more than enough. And so please let go of these worries and these energies and these concerns. For if your heart is open enough to be attuning to this frequency that we are amplifying and sharing with all of you at this time, if you are open to these ideas and concepts and bettering and moving forward in your evolutionary journey, that in itself is the alignment of a pure heart. And it is a pure heart that is operating and moving toward the highest good for self and others, that is always automatically in alignment with the most beautiful timeline in which is in front of you, that is unfolding, in which you are journeying along its path.
Thank you, Raphael. It's a beautiful answer. And I know a lot of people are feeling that one. Jessica. Jessica, you're muted.
Oh, sorry about that. Thank you. My question is, can humanity speed up the time that I hear about of coming into this abundance, immediate manifestation and synchronistic manifestation? Can we speed that up by sort of examining, each one of us examining our attachments to ranking and holding power over others? And is that the main thing that's sort of keeping us from getting to that point?
We love how you want things to go faster. And we want to remind you that you're already on the fast track, that things are moving very rapidly and are going to amplify and speed up even more. But it is this vibration and energy for it to be something other than it already is now, for it to move faster, for you to drop into this place of instant manifestation, is then saying to the universe in itself that you do not believe that in this now moment you are an instant manifestation because you are seeking it to speed up so it's in front of you faster. And yet it is when you know that it is already here, it is already occurring, and it has manifested itself. And so it is moving back into presence, moving back into where it is that you are now, in the noticing of the instant manifestation that is right in front of you, that is perhaps overlooked because it is become ordinary in comparison, perhaps to even a few years past. Noticing what is moving more rapidly, what is already manifesting itself so quickly. For in a silly example, if you were to make an espresso today, you could do it in just under a minute or so. But perhaps even 10 to 15 years ago, it would be a longer time to do so. Or the fact that you can communicate instantaneously, that is instant manifestation, that we are speaking to you from wherever it is that you are in the world in this moment, and you are hearing the vibration and the energies that are being transmuted through this channel. It is instantaneous manifestation. And yet, if you were to go back 50 years ago, this would not be possible. So it has already appeared instant manifestation. And yet, the idea of instant manifestation in which you are seeking perhaps seems different from what which is already has occurred. And so, in deep appreciation and recognition for the potential of instant manifestation that is already here, that in which you are seeking and which you are perceiving to be somewhere other than where you are will be. And so we invite you to notice where instant manifestation is occurring. When you touch your finger to the car and it turns on, this is instant manifestation. Instant manifestation is occurring, and yet you are asking, actually, how can I have instant manifestation to the funds, the resources, the time, the abundance, the wealth that I am seeking? And that occurs as it is an instant creational manifestation to the vibration of the wealth in which you feel deep within the essence of your being. And this is something in which we will be addressing in the light code that is coming. We want to share this with all of you because this is something that many of you continue to strive for, in the idea that somehow it is somewhere outside of you or in front of you or in the future. And yet, in the appreciation of the instant manifestation that is already here, you begin to vibrate with that frequency, and that in which you are seeking to manifest instantly will be. Wow. Yes.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you, Raphael.
Welcome.
Rose.
Hi, thank you. So my question, I thank you so much for this opportunity. My question is kind of a follow-up to what was asked a little bit ago about our energy and getting making sure that we're not left behind. That thought that some of us are feeling when we're going up and down in our energies. And I'm sure a lot of us are feeling this too, but there's so much information out there right now. It's like we've exploded with knowledge, and so many people, are coming forth with information. And I feel like a lot of us are struggling to figure out what we need to learn. There's so much new knowledge. And sometimes I think I get caught up in do I just stay and, be me, be present, be love? Or, should I learn to channel? Should I learn, tarot? So I guess the people that I talk to, we're all kind of feeling that, what makes sense? How do we know, what we should follow? Or, because there's so much, and I know I'm babbling right now, so I apologize, but there's so much energy. Is this just a good time to just stay and be present? Should that be our main focus?
Oh, wow. It is that your focus should always be in alignment with your passion, wherever that may be, wherever that is arising within you. And this information that you are all being bombarded with that is coming in, we encourage you to connect to whatever information you want to that comes into your experience, but to continuously ask yourself, is this which I am hearing or receiving coming from a place of fear or a place of love? Is it coming from a place of division and scarcity or unity and abundance? Because as you are understanding and awakening into the remembering of the possibility of the deep knowing that you are the creator, the master creator of your experience, wherever you choose to place your energy and your attention will amplify. And so, as the energies and the information is coming in quickly, in a quickened state, and you are feeling overwhelmed, if the energy itself is creating discordance, or concern or fear or depression or anxiety within your energetic body, we encourage you to disconnect from that and to connect to energy that brings you peace and serenity, a feeling of expansiveness, a sense of hope, an understanding of beauty, of connection, of community, of exploration, of passion, of purpose, of abundance, of gratitude. And as you keep redirecting your energy, like the algorithm, when you click on something, to click toward that energy that is in the creational vibration, in the love vibration, it will keep feeding you more and more and more of that. And then you are entering into that field that becomes your reality. And yet, there is this human desire to not want to know what's going to be next. What should I do? Where should I go? What's going to happen? And so you might see a headline. They call it, what do they call it in your reality? Clickbait or something fear-based. It gets you to click on something, to listen to it, to find the answer. But the answer is never going to be in your computer, on YouTube, or anywhere else outside of yourself. The answer is always going to be inside yourself as you come into balance and harmony within. And so we encourage you to keep reminding yourself, put a post-it note on your computer before you click on something or on a social media or anything. Is this based in fear? Is this creating anxiety in me? Is this creating separation and division? Is this forcing me to disconnect with others? Or is this supportive in me coming into balance, into harmony, into community? And so it is that whether you should read tarot cards or channel is only something that you know from deep within the depth of your own being and your own soul. What brings you joy? What brings you passion? How do you want to contribute? What do you want to share? Where do you want to align your energy? Where do you want to give your energy? And to what? And ask, because you already know.
Thank you, Raphael. Great answer. Dawn. Dawn Gallagher.
Hi there.
Hello, hello.
Oh, thank you. I'm so happy to be here. My question is, as we open up our pineal gland and we're starting to, raise our consciousness, our vibration, I'm starting to see like entities, like really benevolent type of entities. I've seen them in the past, and I'm starting to feel them again. As we go more and more into this higher, vibration, opening more pineal, will we be connecting more with these sort of beautiful, benevolent energy? Like I've seen angels by my bed, and I've heard Kelly talk about beautiful, benevolent energies in her room. So my question is, will we be connecting more with that?
Oh, well, the question is, will we be connecting more with that? And the answer is by you, yes. You are connecting more with that than you were before. And so, of course, as these energies are amping up, as your pineal glands are widening, as the veil is becoming thinner, contact through the dimensions and relationships and interfacing with beings that are not in physical form, that are supportive and loving and kind and present, are here to be of assistance, to guide you, to love you, and to also awaken you to the possibility of seeing in a new way, meaning that the way in which you perceive and see through the pineal gland, the way in which you will hear through your ears, the feeling and sensations in your body, the movements in the body, the changes in temperature, so many things within your whole energetic makeup, in your entire light body, as it is being activated and your DNA is awakening, you're all going to start to feel and experience new sensations. We call them new, and yet they are not new. They've always been there. The energies in which you are perceiving have always been there. It's just that which had been blocking that, from which has already been there, is coming out of back into balance, meaning it's not that you are bringing in or attracting or bringing into your experience something new. The energies always have been right there. It's your capacity to attune to their frequency, that is also your true nature, has always been there. And yet what is different is that which was blocking you from perceiving it is no longer in it your way. And that will be happening more and more and more. And so we encourage you all to just remain open and connected and in communication, but simultaneously deeply grounded, clear, focused on your intent, because just because something that is coming from another dimension is appearing, doesn't mean that you do not have boundaries with it, that you do not have communication with it, that you do not clearly state the relationship and the contract in which you are wanting to have with it, so that you are in harmony with it. Otherwise, something that opens up too quickly at a very fast pace, and this happens for some, can be overwhelming. It can be feel as if it's too much, and it can take over things. And so balance is very important in this communication and interaction.
Thank you, Raphael. All right, Mary.
Hello, Raphael. So grateful.
Hello.
I'm so grateful I speak to you. I wanted to ask you, when someone feels overwhelmed from his families and himself serious health problems, how may he feel gratitude or cut the Ascension timeline? I have choose faith and trust, and I need healing, but I don't know how to do it.
You are needing healing with what?
Healing, physical healing, sentimental healing, my family's healing. Everyone is sick, is ill. Everyone has a very big problem for many years now.
Yes. There are many programmings running in your ancestral lineage in which you are in relationship with drama, trauma, disease, and difficulty, and even poverty. These karmic energies and vibrations that are inherently running in the systems can only come back into coherence and into balance through the vibration of forgiveness. There is something within the energetic template in your ancestral lineage in which something occurred that we encourage you to attune to and find clarity around, and to bring awareness to and forgiveness. It is that you alone, with others in your family, with conscious intent to come into a deep vibration of forgiveness, can bring resolution to this ongoing pattern and begin to move into a new resonance and a new vibration of a new template that is based with more harmony, more health, more abundance, more serenity, and more peace. However, this would require for me to go into depth on a deep personal level, but we can share with you in this moment that the key to unlocking these continuous black cloud feelings of energies that are always being bestowed or falling upon you, that the vibration to release that and come back into balance is forgiveness.
Thank you, Raphael. Yasmin.
Hello. Thank you, Raphael, for taking my question. My question revolves around the narrative of aliens, UFOs, all of this discussion right now. Some people are anxious, some people are hopeful. I don't think most know what to expect, but what do you have to say about this subject? Thank you.
Wow, I am an alien. Wow. But I come as an angel, but I am from another dimension. I am an unidentified object. I am, in a sense, an extraterrestrial, and yet humanity is not been ready to receive communication in this way. And so I come as the angel Raphael because I am an angel of love. I am an angel of healing. I come because I hear a call, a beating in the heart of humanity. And it is my job as a messenger to come and to bring the residence of unity and love to humanity. And yet I come outside of the frequency in which you are accustomed to. And so I could be labeled as an ET, as an example. And yet there is all of this chatter we understand about this. And that is because more and more of you are open and we are hearing your call, for you are asking for connection, communication, and relation in which we are here and present. We have always been here and present with all of you. We have been here in times in which in your history you have forgotten of us, for we have brought you everything and interfaced and connected, for we and you are the same and not separate, and yet you perceive us as something different or separate from you, simply that we are in and operating in a different frequency, a different channel than the channel that you are on. And as you are tuning to these different channels, you begin to tune into our vibrations, and we come and we visit you. It is from a galactic perspective of great importance that you, as a collective consciousness of humanity and your great planet, ascend into higher frequencies and remain in balance, for you are an integral part of the whole universal system. And what occurs here on Earth affects all other dimensions, for they cannot and are not and never will be separated. And yet, your interaction with us, where we appear to you in a 3D experience where our physical form is available, or our ships perhaps arrive, and you see us in this particular way that has not happened on a large mass scale before, is something that some of you collectively are starting to feel more comfortable with this idea. And so you are tuning to that channel. And as you tune to that channel, we appear. That is not that we have not always been there. We are always here, but you are just tuning in to us because you are feeling ready to receive this deep connection and understanding of brotherhood together. It is, however, important for you to know that there has been much misinformation in your collective that has brought fear around us, and that has created a sense of worry, as if beings that will be coming and taking you over. This is simply inaccurate and not true, for you as a collective are very strong and have strong free will and are choosing to create relationship, which opens and expands your consciousness to a deeper understanding and connection to your own divinity. very much like here on Earth, there are different levels of frequencies and bands within the galactic as there are in the human race, some at a denser and more heavy vibration, and others at a very high and more enlightened state. And whatever state or frequency you are operating in is the match of the vibration of beings that you will come in contact with. And so there is never anything to fear because you cannot come into relationship or contact with energies that would be what would be perceived as negative in your experience because you simply will not be able to attune to their station because there will not be a resonance or a match within your own frequency. So it is as you, as an open-hearted, loving, pure-hearted being, moving in the direction of evolution for self in the highest possible timeline for all in service will align with very high dimensional beings that are operating here to bring unity, love, compassion, and healing. And with that, as this interfacing begins to happen more, technologies and things that will free you as a collective are going to come in very quickly. This may be labeled as free energy and instant healing, changes in your medicine and education, in your systems of abundance, in your ability to grow food in a different way. Your agriculture will shift and change. And so there will be many developments in science, education, teachings, wisdom that will be coming online as you will be moving into deeper connection and relationship. This has always been happening, for we have always come to share technology and information around agriculture, around science, around math, around the stars and the constellations, around creation such as electricity and etc. For this is something that is not new, and yet there will be a conscious awareness and there will be recognition of the communication and the collaboration between different energies and their ability to work and collaborate together to bring more harmony and balance to your oceans, to your dolphins, to your whales, as they are coming into deeper connection with us, and we are working very deeply with them in the cleaning of your oceans. And many beautiful things will be happening in a very positive way, and changes happening that will be significant during this transition. And so it is important to know that this is nothing to fear, but to know that during a time of transition, things have to shed and fall away and die in order for a new energy to be born, for a rebirth to take place. And yet, while in the center of the transition between the old and the new, yes, we recognize it can feel uncomfortable, and coming into connection with something and communication with us in which you have not done in a conscious state before, in which the masses were not privy to, as although we have been communicating with many of your leaders for a very long time, and many of you that have been open to us, this has been hidden. And as this becomes less secretive and more exposed, and others are able to come into recognition of the beautiful blessings that come with this, this fear and worry will diminish, and you will recognize that we are simply here to bring and to share information and love with all of you.
Thank you so much. That's an exciting answer. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So, Raphael, I think that Kelly wanted to ask you about choice points, and I think that we'll end it there today. But could you speak a little bit about choice points?
It is very complicated, for I have not told Kelly yet, but her travels will be coming up, and we are excited to be turning on portals in specific places in the Mayan temples that will recalibrate the calendar toward a choice point that is a unification of bringing the indigenous rememberings online in relationship to the galactic connection. And this will be a very particular code of energy that will be supportive in a choice point for a piece of the human experience on the earth that it would be perceived as a new earth that is glistening with light and that is aligned with what you have been speaking of, this highest timeline. And so we also want to remind all of you not to be afraid of anything, that you are living in a glorious time, an opportunity. And yes, many changes are coming, and some may feel overwhelming and intense, but trust in the remembering that you chose to be here on the planet at this time during this transition for a reason, that you carry a specific blueprint, an energy, a key, a piece to this collective puzzle of light in which you are part of, and that without you, it cannot be in its wholeness, that you have chosen this. So do not be afraid of your own choice and know that it is leading in the most glorious and beautiful direction. It may take some time in linear time for it to fully unfold in a way in which you see the beauty of it all. For right now, you're just seeing little pieces of the puzzle coming together, and you're so wanting to see the outcome of what it will be. But for the moment, just enjoy putting it together, being that piece, holding your part, feeling and remembering that you are love, holding the highest frequency, and trusting you are on the right path, and releasing judgment when you fall off. When you are in judgment or complaining or you're at a lower frequency, know that that is just a shedding of old densities, and it's okay. It's part of the process. It doesn't mean that you're not on a higher timeline. It just means that you're dipping into a space of release so that you can transcend into a higher state, a higher octave, a new frequency of unity and love. And so, with that, we are excited to see you soon as you receive messages from the Lady of Guadalupe as she is coming in with many blessings for all of you. And so, for now, much love and good day. Okay. Thanks everybody for joining us. Remember, if you'd like to be in our spiritual community and ask questions, it's free. Just join our membership for free, the free membership. And I'll see everybody on 12/12 at 12:12 p.m. for our messages from Lady of Guadalupe. And remember, the Abundance Light Code with Lakshmi begins January 13th, where we're going to go on a beautiful adventure to come into deep relationship with the frequency of wealth and abundance with the goddess Lakshmi. Have a beautiful day, a wonderful weekend. I love you, and I'll see you next week at 3 o'clock on Wednesday. Mwah. Bye, everybody. Take care. Thank you for your questions. Love, love, love.